Um, what does the preparation look like going into this week? I feel like your unit has been one of the focal points of this defense. How are you training them this week for CSU?
Well, I think you keep everything the same as far as what they do. They're a tempo team, so you have to get ready to understand what the call is and where your eyes are as far as their formations. So really what it is about being consistent with our communication, understanding what you're getting based on the sets they're giving us, and then executing that. Getting the D-line set up right, and then having the proper leverage. So it's more eyes and communication, just making sure you can relay to these guys, this is what you're going to see in this area, this is what you're going to see in this area and on this down, if that makes sense. So just making sure they understand, because once they start going tempo is a rhythm. You know, there's not plays that they can change. They have a group of plays they can run very quickly, and based on what hash they're on and where on the field, you have to make sure you get your guys to understand it. It's like a good song you like, right? You know the words to the song when it first come on. You got to get them to do the same thing like that with a tempo team.
Coach, just overall, how do you think the team has responded since last Saturday?
I think they haven't lost any kind of confidence at all, but you know the overall theme is you got to start faster. I mean, we've had 2 games this year, and in both games, the second half was way different than the first half, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So the communication to them is, hey, if we can do this in the second half, let's push that to the first. And then it makes it just that much easier to come out with a win. I mean, North Dakota State played us hard, but that second half helped us win the game. In Nebraska, that didn't happen. But now it's talking to the team, and listen, we cannot start slow. We have to start fast and get off to a great start. We do that, then we'll be victorious.
What has Nakai shown you that made you give him the start last week?
Well, just his experience playing the game. I got a lot of guys in there that's done that, but he's been on the big stage before. He's got a great IQ. I mean, the tests that we give him in the meetings, he's aced all of those. Plus, you know, I think I've said that before. In my room, there's never a secure starter. So every week when you go into it, someone else can win the job. And he's came back. He fit very well in practice, knew call out the plays in practice. So I went with him as a starter.
The steady guy in there has been LaVonta. Coach was very complimentary to him yesterday. Looks like he's playing fantastic football right now. He kind of started that middle of last year. Like his second half, I thought was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Did something click maybe 3-4 games in the last year that you have seen just kind of carry over?
Well, you know, he talks about a lot in our room, and we've kind of adopted it, you know, his TTP, trust the process. And I think he's really gotten into the process to understand 2 things. One, this is your last year. You can't start slow. It can't be middle of the season that you come in and play. If you want to play, you got to play now. And the second thing is be a leader. Communicate. Make sure everybody understands who you are and they feel you, because in defense, effort is the first fundamental. You know, your effort. And that's what you're seeing out there. He's giving great effort, fitting the ball, being physical, and running to the ball. So you want to award a guy who's doing that, but he has to be consistent to keep his spot.
Coach mentioned that he got banged up a little bit in Nebraska. How was he doing?
Yeah, he did. He got banged up. I tried to keep him out a little bit today. He fought me on it some, which you kind of want that from a middle linebacker. He wants to get out there and still get nasty in the holes, but he also has to take care of his body and be smart about it as well. So we've gotten with the trainers, and we put a plan together for him to kind of hold him out and just get some mental reps on some of these things, you know. That's the biggest thing for him. Just get back there, get you some mental reps, make sure the foot is ready to go when we get ready to play so you can play at your absolute best.
Coach?
So this week, Coach Sanders talked about the importance of meeting the moment after the game at Nebraska. How are the staff and team preparing to meet the moment this week at another high-intensity and high-stakes game?
Yeah, well, if you were at practice yesterday, we were in everybody's faces. It was very high tense, you know what I'm saying? We're getting in their faces like drill sergeants doing that kind of thing. And then today we kind of loved them a little bit more, make sure they got the corrections, and then we're going to turn it up again. So the thing about it is, intensity, it can't be the first time that you hit a visitor's field or anything like that. We know we're the Buffs. We sell out home stadiums. We sell out away stadiums. You're going to get it wherever you go. And the thing about it is to be able to meet that adversity with confidence and understanding that this is what you're going to get and this is how we play no matter what the circumstances. So that's what we're trying to get across to our guys, and I think we've done a good job of that.
Last question for Coach. Coach, you're obviously a part of some big rivalries when you were a player at K-State. So how did this kind of live up to the hype last year of the CSU game, and kind of what was your big takeaway kind of after the whole week leading up, and then the game itself was pretty emotional?
Yeah, well, you love the stadium. I mean, just to be honest, you get in there and you see the red and it just fires you up. Not in a bad way. I think it just motivates you more to want to play, And then the atmosphere and all the fireworks and everything like that. I mean, it's college football at its best. And I think you live for that kind of thing. So you don't shy away from it. You love it because when you get in there, you understand that, hey, man, this is a moment that you may not be able to get back, right? Like you only play football for so long, and then it's over. So you got to cherish those times, but you want to come out with a win. That makes it even better when you can make a crowd like that get quiet and you're winning and they're just watching you play football. So that's our motivation. That's our goal for this upcoming game because we know it's going to be packed again. I know we know this is another rivalry. They're going to be in there. So our goal is to make them quiet so they can hear our calls, they can hear our plays, and they can hear us play football.
I have one more question. What kind of role has Trevor Woods been serving you this season?
Yeah. So Trevor, in the first game, he was very he was in the game plan for that against North Dakota State. Here again, he's going to be in the game plan again for our dime packages and also some of our other packages where we want to put more guys who can cover on the field because this team is a little bit different, right? They're a tempo team. How Mummy's over there. His son is over there. So you know there's going to be a lot of air raid in that, and you want a guy who has those type of instincts that can help us out in the back end when we get a little bit of a lead and they start trying to throw the ball. So that's our thing.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach.